Well, hey, welcome back to the EFED Power Hour. It's your boy, the Sauce Boss, and I've got a couple great guests here with me today. If you're listening to this on Twitch, you already know who they are. If you're watching on YouTube and it's Tuesday morning and you're on your way to work, you may not know, but I've got the illustrious Meagan G of Five Boroughs Wrestling. Meagan, howdy doody. And also, I've got the one and only Todrick Tabor-Ramsey, the handler of Toddy, as well as Austin Ramsey, Sam Chapman, Akeisha Monroe? I forget her first name. Apologies. Toddy is also a Fed head over at Proud House Wrestling, so you can see the graphic here. Check them out. Toddy's doing some great stuff there. So, Meagan, hello.
Hi.
Toddy, hello.
Hello, hello.
Today's a very controversial topic. Yesterday we got spicy. Today we're getting even more spicy. It's on a scale of 1 to 10. This is a 10 because we're doing a top 10 list. And today's topic is your top 10 wrestlers, in real life wrestlers. So let me just go ahead and make it easy for the people here and add a little graphic. And I'm doing this on the fly. But go ahead, man.
You threw me a curveball. This was tough.
Everybody's got an opinion, and most of them are wrong. But that's okay. I won't hold it against you here. So.
Todrick gave Dave a sub.
You know what we forgot to do yesterday that we need to do today, Sauce Boss?
What's that?
You forgot to. We got to shout out the people in the chat.
I'll do it.
You know what? You're right. And shame on me for that because all of my, well, not all of my, but the usual suspects are here. My favorite people in the world, Lexi Gold, David, also known as Amy Harrison. Luciana Verdoza was here. I know, Meagan, that's one of your buddies over at Five Boroughs. So I think she's new to the channel, but very happy to have new people tune in here. And I don't recognize some of the other names, but if you're in the chat, say hi, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming along, and welcome to the community. Keep the chat going. If I get something wrong, let me know in the chat. I'm sure I will, because today we're doing a top 10 of our current wrestlers. I have a feeling this is going to go sideways, and our lists are going to look very different. I worked all day on my list. It's perfect, and you cannot convince me that any of these are wrong. Meg, why don't you go first? Why don't you give me your number 10? And
can I
sell
start with
me.
mention?
Okay, sure. Honorable mention.
All right, so this was pretty tough for me because I like everybody, and it's very hard for me nowadays, especially to nitpick. So my honorable mentions, and I know Dave's going to slap me for this one, and Luciana Verdoza's handler is going to also slap me for this one. Mia Yim, Candice LeRae, Orange Cassidy, Bianca Belair, Sami Zayn, Bayley, Rhea Ripley, and Chelsea Green all made my top honorable mentions. I can go on and on and on and on about.
That's like 10 more. That's like 10 more wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean this was tough.
That's the point. It's supposed to be tough. It's supposed to be a difficult decision, right? It's like picking your favorite children. So who's number 10? You're killing me here. The anticipation is killing me. I need to know. I need to know who's good.
Number 10, obviously, I'm gonna have to go with the bunny, Allie.
Okay.
I followed her from her time for a very, very, very long time. Since the independent days. I kind of wish she was in a better situation in AEW, but Allie gets that honorable mention. I mean, like I said, I have her 2 posters here on my wall. So I'm a fan of Allie. So Allie gets my number 10.
I loved when she was doing the Demon Bunny, or what was it? She was working with the other girl who paints her face. I forget her name. Serena Riot's pick base. Rosemary, yes. When they were both doing the face paint, she was she was badass. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. But I absolutely love that.
The story with her being sacrificing herself to save Rosemary and helping Kiara Hogan during Impact, that made me cry. That story was that made me cry. You can ask Dave.
Yeah.
I was crying.
I wish she would go back and do this gimmick, and I can't find many pictures of it, but a lot of people who just know her from AEW and how she was very bubblegum poppy when she first came in, and now she's this vixen that hops around with the Butcher and the Blade. Here's the Demon Bunny. I mean, if she brought this gimmick back somehow, it would be so over. Because I don't think there are any women that do face paint anymore now that Thunder Rosa is out. Maybe Abaddon. But, I mean, she's the complete package. She looks like a wrestler. And she can do all the ring work. She just, for some reason, she can't get out of that mid-tier in that women's division. So, I did not foresee the Bunny being on anybody's list, but I love it. She deserves more TV time. I
Exactly.
wish she should have had the TNT title by now at AEW. And it's a real disservice to what she's done. I mean, she's an original. She should have been rewarded for that somehow by now. Okay, Todrick, hit me with number 10.
So my actual 9 and 10 are a tag team. And I picked Jimmy and Jey Uso. And the reason why I picked them is because they have been teaming for a very long time. They're very fluid in the ring. They're very good at telling a story. And even with them being in this bloodline situation, they still establish themselves as a tag team. So when they come out and they wrestle together, it is a joy to watch. And it's a joy to just see them do their thing. So I will be honest about my list. I know some people we said it's going to be controversial. I don't really watch a lot of the New Japan stuff. I see people tweeting about it. So none of them are on my list, so I can be authentic to like my actual 10. But I just want to put that disclaimer out there. I know that there's a lot of wrestlers and a lot of different promotions, but primarily they're not going to appear on mine. So just want to be honest. And also, Meg, I love your hair. I love the color.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, Todrick, I want to throw this out there that I'm only going to count that as one. So your number 10 can be both of the Usos. If you want to add another name in that number 9 spot, I'll give you a little bit of time there. But do you remember?
Oh no, I already know who it is.
Oh, you got one? Do you remember the Usos from NXT? And
I do.
They were soft when they first got in NXT. They used to come out and do the war chant. Here's a picture.
Yep.
I mean, soft body. They would come out and I forget what it's called, but the Samoan war dance. They come out and do that, and they were just, another Samoan in the WWE.
Yes.
And what they have become is so impressive. I mean, they have swagger, right? When they come to the ring. And as much as I dislike Roman Reigns, I love the Usos. I love them. I think they're fantastic. And if they weren't as good as they are and didn't have the chemistry that they do, they would have been fired by now because of some of the out-of-the-ring stuff that they've been involved in. But
I agree.
They're still there, and I mean, they're very good. They're very, very good. Okay, so my number 10 is an AEW guy. My list is very AEW heavy because that's just where my heart is. But Ricky Starks is my number 10. And I think Ricky's best days are still ahead of him in wrestling. He's young. He's a good-looking guy. Very good on the mic. Some of the promos that he's cut recently and I forget if it was against MJF or I think it was MJF, where they went back and forth with two promos that by themselves would have been promo of the night. But if he were just a little bit bigger, he'd be a main eventer easily. It's a bit of a shame that he has been tied up in Taz's group over there, the little stable they had with Brian Cage and all that. But he's taken every opportunity that he's had in AEW and made the best of it. And everybody says he's a miniature version of The Rock because he's a 5-tool wrestler. He's got everything that you would want in a wrestler. He just, if he could get a little bit bigger of a body, I think he would get pushed a little bit more. He should be a TNT champion, TBS champion. He should be a secondary champion, right? That should have happened by now. That FTW championship that he's had is a participation trophy. It's kind of meaningless. And now that AEW has 20 championships, I mean, he should have something that's more significant. I love what he does. Whenever he wrestles, I stop what I'm doing and I watch it. And I remember his tryout with Cody Rhodes. He came in as this guy from NWA. It was like, who was this guy? Like, this guy just got off the couch. But he's a star. He's got a great theme song. His theme song's a banger. His intro's a banger. He's got a pose, an iconic pose, that if you just had a silhouette of Ricky Starks, you would know exactly who it is. So everything about the character works, and you just feel like there's so much more on the horizon or in the future for this guy. So that's why every time I see Ricky come on the screen, I automatically think this is going to be the moment where he becomes a main eventer. This is going to be the point where all of a sudden he's the guy. It's going to happen eventually. So I don't see him being successful anywhere else. I think he's a lifer in AEW, and I'm perfectly fine with that because he's one of the new pillars of the company, and he should be treated as such. That's my take. I love Ricky. And my wife loves Ricky too, so there you go. That makes it easier to watch. Okay, that was my number 10.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question with that. So, I hate that the size thing is an issue. Do you think? Because I like Ricky as well. Let's just say if he was in next, could you see him as the NXT heavyweight champion?
Yes.
Like I feel like he could. I feel like he could do that there.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've seen Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole in NXT. They look unbeatable. I love Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole in NXT, but Johnny Gargano in WWE in the main show is not a fraction of what he was in NXT. Adam Cole in AEW is great on the mic, but seems undersized in the ring.
Sorry to interrupt. That's a sad situation with Adam Cole.
What's that?
Yeah.
The concussions, I kind of wish he never left WWE, especially now with Triple H in charge, but I don't know. That's another story for a different day.
I mean, he's in the middle of a face turn right now where he's going to get pushed to the moon, and he's going to sell a ton of merch. He's going to get a lot of TV time, and the fans are going to love him. And his theme song is a banger. So Adam Cole may make another appearance on the top 10 list, but we'll save that for a little bit later. All right, so Meg, give me your number 9.
So we're going to a little bit of the New Japan side. Obviously, she is a Japanese wrestler, and the current IWGP Women's Champion, Kairi. Sorry, excuse me. Kairi, obviously the first Mae Young Classic winner. NXT Women's Champion. I kind of wish they did more in her WWE run before she left, but obviously she's my favorite. I dig her.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't agree more. Best elbow drop I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
The best elbow drop. Better than Randy Savage. Better than, who's the other guy? I forget the other guy. I mean, she's the one. She's got an amazing elbow drop.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, she won the first ever women's match in New Japan. Is that right? I
She's the
so.
first ever women's champion.
And she really was done a disservice in WWE. And the way that Nia Jax didn't take care of her in her matches is shameful. She was just as good as Asuka in her abilities, and she just got a raw deal. They even ran that program where Paige was her manager, and they wouldn't let her cut promos. And I mean, you see her in New Japan now, and she is a star. She is. I hope she beats the shit out of Sasha Banks. Or, I'm sorry, what is it? Mercedes Moné?
Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, oh God. If Kairi Sane doesn't demolish her, I'm going to be, like, physically upset about that. Because Kairi, or Dark Kairi, or whatever she is right now, she deserves everything. She deserves the world. So I hope that she is a mega star in Japan. Because she was underappreciated here.
Mm-hmm.
Toddy, number 9.
Yeah, Meg, I'm glad you had her on your list. So number 9 for me may not be on a lot of people's lists, but I picked Sonny Kiss for a couple of reasons. Not because that's Todrick's pick base, but I think that it's nice to see someone on television that gives representation to a community that's underrepresented, and they do it in such a positive way. And so whenever Sonny Kiss gets those opportunities to be on television, I really think that she steals the show. They put her with the Trustbusters, which, a lot of people were like, you just couldn't see Sonny Kiss going as a heel, and I think that she's knocked that out of the park. So I think that she capitalizes on every opportunity that she gets to be on television, but also it's what she does not televised. She's in a bunch of different wrestling shows. So I think that gives a lot of people power to see someone. So I get it. I see this person. They look like me. They think like me. And so I think that that's a very powerful thing. So for that, Sonny Kiss is my number 9.
I have mixed feelings about Sonny Kiss, and I don't know. This might be a hot take. It might not be. I like what Sonny Kiss does, but I don't think Sonny will ever be pushed as a champion, right? I don't like the fact that Sonny's treated as like a comedy act. I mean, you see the search pictures here. You see the Tommy Dreamer in the booty from the Battle Royal that they had years ago, and it's too bad that that's what everybody remembers of Toddy, was that first match, and not the athleticism, because Sonny Kiss is an incredible athlete. What she has done, what she's able to do in the ring is really impressive, and can work with anybody in the division. But I don't know that a lot of people will take Sonny very seriously on a national stage. So I think that Sonny is there for life. They will keep Sonny there forever, because you can't help but feel happy when you see Sonny on TV, and that's the sign of a good wrestler, somebody that makes you feel something. So my mixed feelings are, I don't know what the future holds for that character. I would like to see them make a run, and it kind of felt like there was a great story there with Joey Janela, where they were running, as a tag team, and then they split up, and that was really great. But I don't know what other stories we're going to get. As being a part of a stable, I think helps, because it gives you more opportunities to be on TV. So I take that as a good sign, and hopefully we see more of Sonny in the future. Meg, what do you think about Sonny?
I don't necessarily think that's a hot... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I don't think it's a hot take. I think you're absolutely right. So just for me, the fact that now you have representation for a community on TV, that's the first step. And then later on, you'll have more and you'll have different things where, so I look at Sonny Kiss as someone who is opening the doors for others to come behind her, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So I'm
absolutely.
happy that there is representation, but do I ever think that it's like what you said, is Sonny Kiss going to be like a super champion? No, I don't see that, and that's very unfortunate. But I'm just happy that the door is now open for others to come in and do other things.
Yeah. Meg, what do you think?
I think Sonic should be pushed more. I mean, Sonny has the ability and everything, and it's sad that she's not getting the push that she deserves.
Who would you like to see her work with?
If I had the chance and AEW would allow it, I'm going to say Jay Cargill.
Oh, okay. All right. There are some talks about more intergender matches in AEW, so I could see that. Yeah, totally. I'm going to add one more comment on Sonny Kiss. Whenever I see Sonny, I feel like, hey, I know Sonny. I'm friends with Sonny, Because, Toddy, I talk to you all the time, and I tend to feel like these wrestlers who are pick bases for people that I talk to in the game, I'm like, I talk to this person all the time. We're friends. But it's, Sonny Kiss is not that person. Sonny Kiss is a different person. So I have to remind myself sometimes. I can't be the only one that does that, by the way.
You're not. I get that a lot.
Yeah. So when I see Sonny Kiss on TV, I'm like, oh, hey, it's Todrick's on TV. Like, no, I mean, Sonny's on TV. It's Sonny Kiss. So my number 9, and I'll catch heat for this, but one of my favorite wrestlers on TV. This is somebody who makes me feel happy every time I see them, and somebody that makes me laugh every time I see them. Danhausen. Danhausen is one of those characters that's kind of witchy, right? Puts curses on everybody, collects teeth, and just is a weird character, right? Doesn't make sense. I can't figure out what Danhausen is. Average build, very undersized, but is just funny, right? Totally commits to the character. Wears the face paint, whether he's on camera or not, and just I can appreciate someone who stays in character all the time. It makes me feel like I could be a pro wrestler. I could be that if I was creative enough, and if I was that into role playing, I could do it. And to me, it's a testament of what you can do in pro wrestling. Even if you're not physically gifted in the way that some other people are, if you've got a creative enough gimmick, you can still get over. And Danhausen is very over. There are only a few people who sell more merchandise than Danhausen does, and that is that's a sign that you have a great face on your hands. So you're going to see Danhausen first got the contract, but next you're going to see a push, and most likely he will have a heater around him and some other guys who are serious wrestlers, and he will be the comedy act, but is going to get pushed in the same way that Orange Cassidy gets pushed. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. Meg, you want to go first?
It's something about Danhausen makes me shake my head and laugh.
Right. So look at this goofball. I mean, just this guy is just... You can tell this guy's loved wrestling his entire life. Mm-hmm. The tattoos on this guy... Well, here's what he looks like without the face paint. I've never actually seen that photo before.
He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he is. Strong beard. Strong beard. This guy, I mean... you can't look at this guy and not just giggle a little bit. So The ring work was fine. He came off a terrible injury when he was in Ring of Honor. He broke his leg, like he broke his femur, and was a long time before he got back in the ring. But now he's doing some light work in the ring and just very entertaining stuff. So I appreciate Danhausen, and
I like that you put him on your list though, because I think that characters like this are underappreciated, but they bring something to the show. It breaks up the monotony that can get into these wrestling shows. So when Danhausen comes out, it brings a level of excitement. So I appreciate that you put him on the list.
Yeah, I mean, a wrestling show should be a variety hour. It should have ups and downs. You need to have your serious wrestlers. You need to have your body guys. You need to have women's matches. You need to have tag team matches. You need to have your comedy acts. You got to have everything so that each match is a change of pace. So you get that pop every time. And it's got to be a little bit different. If everybody was built the same and worked the same, if it was like amateur wrestling or Greco-Roman wrestling, it wouldn't sell tickets. But you get this guy, and you're like, this fucking guy, look at him. Like, here we go. This is pro wrestling. And I'm here for it. So, I love Danhausen.
Right, I need to see him after any time I have to watch Ronda Rousey on the screen. I need Danhausen in my life to erase whatever that was that I just had to watch.
Right. So, Meg, you're up next. You're number 8. And don't tell me it's Ronda Rousey.
No, it's not. It is Io Skye.
Okay.
Still with the Japanese thing. She almost left WWE back last year. Thank God she didn't. She's a part of Damage Control.
You mean Io Shirai?
Sharai, but they call her Io Skye in WWE.
I know. I hate that.
So
I apologize. Go on.
Io Shirai is like one of the best Japanese wrestlers, and obviously, it was tough picking, but I think she's the better one in Damage Control.
So in Damage Control, it's Bayley and Io Skye and Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai. Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody says. Io Skye or Io Shirai has the best moonsault in all of wrestling, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch some of her Japan work, she's got a moonsault foot stomp that she does. She's, she can do anything that they let her do on television. The problem is that WWE will limit her risk in the ring, and they will only let her do safe moves until she gets in that main event picture. And that's really what hampers her, is that she's capable of doing so much more, and they don't let her do it. When she was part of the Skye Pirates with Kairi Sane, I mean, to me, they were stars together. They were, when she was very bubblegum, very colorful and fun and bubbly, and she wore the mask, and she'd come out without the mask, and she was fantastic. I loved her. So when they put the NXT Championship on her, I mean, I wanted her to have it forever.
You're so right.
I didn't want anyone to ever take it from her.
Because remember when she leaped off of the In Your House set? I mean, that was like amazing. Like, I love to watch her work because I really felt like they were selling that she was the queen of the sky, or however it is that they say. Like, they sold that. And I miss that. You keep saying that about her, but you're not allowing her to do things of that magnitude.
Well, that was my favorite spot of the match.
I think she might have done one off the War Games cage as well.
She did. She did do one off of War Games. You're absolutely right.
Was she wearing a trash can? I think she was wearing a trash can at the time.
She was. She did. She leaped off wearing a trash can.
Love this girl. She's fantastic. I can't see her ever getting the push she deserves on the main card, but she's got all the talent in the world. I mean, Dakota Kai and Bayley are also very good. So the three of them together, I think they deserve to be like the female version of the Shield. I mean, they can do all of it.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Dakota Kai is very good, but I hate how WWE uses her. Like, we've seen what she can do, and she's kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, when I watch her on the screen now, she's like the crash test dummy of the group. Like, beat her up, and then let's see the other two. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I see when I see her now. And I don't like that because I know what she can do, but they always paint her as like the weakest member of the group.
Yeah.
So I don't see her ever excelling from that point.
Sure. All right, Toddy, why don't you go ahead and give us your number 8?
So my number 8 is Bryan Danielson, and I've been a huge fan of his for years. It's unfortunate that he has the concussion issues that he has, but in every promotion, he does solid microphone work, solid in-ring skills, and I just think that if he could have that one last run where he just gets everything that he wants, and I think that's why he keeps coming back. But when I see him on the screen, I'm just like, I just want to root for him. Except when he was the eco-terrorist, I was not a fan of the eco-terrorist, but he did his job because he made me hate him, and I didn't think that was going to be possible. But he's my number 8 because he is solid in any promotion that he goes to.
I fell in love with him when he was the eco-terrorist. He had his own championship belt, which was made out of wood and hemp. And he had Eric Rowan was his intellectual equal who would hang out with him. And he just cut these intense promos. Of course, he's a real-world vegan. So he played this militant vegan type character. And he's got all the talent in the world, right? Probably the best pure wrestler in the world. For a guy that's in WWE, he's undersized, but in AEW, he's not undersized. He's exactly the size he needs to be, and he's getting that push that we talked about before. So I pulled up here a picture of that custom belt that Bryan Danielson had. Well, he's planning on doing a similar belt style for AEW if he wins that championship, and he's lined up to take it away from MJF at Revolution, I believe, and I think it'll happen because, I mean, Bryan Danielson is an elite wrestler with he doesn't have many years left on his career, so there's no better time than now to do everything that he wants to do. Finish off his bucket list because he probably doesn't have a lot of career left. Meg, are you with Toddy on this one?
See, I fell out of love with Bryan Danielson, unfortunately. I mean, my now sister was big on Bryan Danielson, but at the same time, I think you grow out of wrestlers, and that's what I did. I grew out of Bryan Danielson, unfortunately.
Yeah, the work he's doing with the Blackpool Combat Club is underwhelming. It's the one situation where you've got a stable where it has actually hurt each member of that stable. It's more than it's helped them. Steven Regal came in and it didn't help him at all. It was a step down for him. John Moxley joined, and he hasn't done much with it. Cesaro, you could argue that he's done the most with it, being the Ring of Honor World Champion. Bryan Danielson, it doesn't feel like he's finished yet with whatever that story is. Everybody else is done. He's the only one that hasn't finished his story arc yet. So hopefully they actually tie that up with a bow, because if not, that they really dropped the ball on him. But I can see how people could have fallen out of love with him because it's been a year and almost a year and a half that he's been back, and he hasn't achieved everything that he was promised. I hope that they give him the world. because this guy deserves it. All right, so that's your
Right.
number 8. Can I move on to the next one, or do we need to add anything else?
Yeah.
My number 8.
I'm
Yeah? Okay.
no,
My number
I'm
8,
good.
and this is going to be, I know a lot of people hate on this wrestler, but I'm a big fan, and I'm talking about Cody. Cody Rhodes, this is your next WWE champion, the one that's going to finally humble Roman Reigns. Please, God, make that happen.
I hope.
I'm still of the belief that Cody leaving AEW is just a big work, and that he's coming back and he's going to embarrass WWE somehow. I need that to be the truth in order for me to to be okay with him leaving the company, because ever since he's left, everything has been lukewarm, doesn't work right. For as much as people hate this guy, he was responsible for getting every young guy over. His work with Sammy Guevara and with Darby Allin, with Ricky Starks, and Eddie Kingston. I mean, he gave these guys their introductory match and got them over. Fuego del Sol got over because Cody gave him the rub. And this guy was working for AEW, said, I will never be world champion. I'm perfectly fine giving everybody else the spotlight. And the crowd hated him for it. And I just don't get it. My own son hates Cody, and I don't know why. But he boos Cody every time he's on the TV. He boos Cody at the arena, and I don't get it. I understand the program that he ran against Anthony Ogogo was terrible. The speech that he made about ending racism because he had an interracial baby was not well thought out. But to hate the guy for trying to be the white meat baby face is silly to me, because he's not a product of nepotism. He's one of the originals of this secondary company to the WWE. Did everything he could with it and then left, and now he's in WWE, and he's finally given a spark to that company that I think that they needed. I don't watch a lot of WWE now, but Cody just won the Rumble, right?
Yes, he did.
And people were very excited about that. And now there's an actual thought that Cody could be the one at Mania to dethrone the guy that's had the belt for 900 days. So I'm not a big WWE guy. I'm really curious to hear what your opinion is, Meg.
On Cody Rhodes?
Yeah.
I mean, I like his theme song.
It slaps. It's a good theme song.
It does. But obviously, I hope he can defeat Cody. But, excuse me, Roman. Whoops, my fault. Sorry. But, I think that, but he can do it. But at the same time, depending on the outcome of Sami Zayn versus Roman, I know it's airs Tuesday. But so Elimination Chamber will be over by then, but who knows? I hope Cody can be the one.
I hope so too. I'm a believer, right? Kayfabe and all. I'm in character. Like, I am immersed in the story, and it's a story that has spanned 2 different federations. There's the pedigree there. He's got a father, a brother. He's got history with both companies. I mean, he's the only guy getting it done in 2 places. The only guy that left the competitor company to come back to WWE, and to see him do well, it paves the road for other people to do the same. It's deserves a lot of credit, and I'm glad that he's getting the love in WWE that he wasn't getting in AEW. It's well deserved. Toddy, what are your thoughts on Cody? Are you a hater?
I'm not a hater. And as Lexi pointed out in the chat, not to be confused with Coding Rhodes. And those of you in EFED, y'all know what I'm talking about. I like Cody Rhodes. Again, like y'all said, he gave a lot of people their start, and I, for one, am very appreciative of what he did with Sonny Kiss, because that was one of the times that I could actually look and I was like, man, I could see you like being a champion, like for real, because of what Cody Rhodes did with matches like that. So that's a testament to him. He can take anybody and make a product. I like that he's in WWE. I hate the fact that they made it so predictable by having him come out as number 30 in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I think that for me, that was kind of a downer, not to take away anything that he did, right? But it was just so predictable that I was just like, come on, guys, you could have done better with this. Like, there's ways that you can come out and be number one, like Gunther did. You can be number one and still last to the end, and you can win. To me, that would have been more of a sweet spot than just have him come out at number 30. So I hope that they recognize what they have with Cody Rhodes, and they don't make this so predictable, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Roman's been champion for 900 days.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. Like, it's time to do something different. It's time to see that. Right. So it's time to see someone else do something, but just don't do it in a way that is like extremely predictable, because to me, I feel like that will tarnish his thing, because Cody is good, but I think that a lot of the haters, they hate on him because they're looking for how do I say this? They're looking for like his niche. So like The Rock had his thing, and everybody knew what The Rock was going to do. They knew what John Cena was going to do. But Cody Rhodes, he was in Evolution. They did him no favors with Stardust. I understood what they were trying to do, but they didn't do him any favors with that. And I really feel like Cody Rhodes was one of those people that was misused. So if you could take him and do what you did when Drew McIntyre came back all buff, and you know, now all of a sudden he has the body that everybody loves, do that with Cody Rhodes. Give him a niche versus the, you know, I just want to win this just because on the other side, Roman has a story, an established story. So like, what are you going to do there? Give him a niche. You have enough time to carve out that story to make the haters care more. I get where he's going, and I really want to see him get his flowers. I absolutely want to see that. But I just feel like they need to do more, if that makes sense.
Yep. Hey, I agree 100%. Okay, before we get to number 7, I think now might be a good time to wrap up the show for today. If you're watching on Twitch, we're going to take a little break here, and then we'll be back. And if you're watching on YouTube, then tune in tomorrow morning, and we'll get into the next 3 or 4 on the list here. So thanks for coming by, and let's see here. Oop, there we go. This has been the EFED Power Hour. I'm the Sauce Boss with Todrick Tabor-Ramsey and the Meagan G. And be excellent to each other, and we'll see you again tomorrow.